Hey, hello everyone. How is everyone doing? My name is Rahul and I'm back again on another Wednesday with a fun Python live stream. And this one is we will be using Python as a language in this session and, most of our sessions. But I'm slowly trying to, change them more towards, making them more informational and, informational for not just people who are coding using Python, but also people who are using Node.js or any other language. So yeah, I'm trying to, focus more on the kind of possibilities that can happen and not just on one particular language on its use cases. So I'll wait for some of you to join us and settle in, and then we'll start. The topic for today is actually very interesting. It's one of my favorites. It's Airtable because for those of you who don't know about Airtable, so Airtable is basically a mixture of Google Sheets, you can say, and what do you say, like Sheets and database. Yeah, so you can say, something like Firestore or DynamoDB mixed with Google Sheets as a front end. That forms, that forms this kind of a, they combine to make this kind of a product, which is Airtable, because Airtable gives you all the features of a database, so you can use it as a database, but it gives you an option to edit everything just like a regular sheet. So this comes in really handy if you're a developer and the end client that you have is a non-techie, right? But they want to make some changes to the to the database, to the fields in the database, or to change the data around. So how can do they do it? The best way to do it is giving them Airtable as a CMS or as a database, so that they can edit everything as per their knowledge, doing what they are good at, and then you manage the rest of the things and integrate it with any service basically that you want. So I'll show you how you can use Airtable APIs today using Python, and later on we'll see how we can integrate them with an Alexa skill. So I think some of you might have joined us by now. I'll quickly take you through the process by actually wait. Let me, yeah, one more thing, like before we get into it and start going with it, I'll be using this new tool today which is called Replit. And Replit is basically a simulator which runs on the browser itself. So if you want to run anything, run a program, do all that sort of stuff, which I wanted to demonstrate all of these, and I thought maybe I'll share my screen I'll share the command prompt window and all of that. But then I came across this website which Steve introduced me to, and I found it really interesting, and I think even you guys will find it find it really cool, because what you can do is, while I am doing the development work, you can join me in. You can copy all the code samples live, or you can even make changes to the code. So if you have any suggestions, you can just do it right from your from the seat of your home and show it to me how it's done. If you have any suggestions, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. So I have a link in the chat which is a pinned link. So if you just click on that link and go ahead, you can join me in this REPL live, and you can read it, you can fork it, you can make your own version of it, and do all those such sort of things. So all right, it's time that we get started with our topic for today. And as I told you before, the topic for today is using Airtable as a database and figuring out if it can be a replacement for DynamoDB. And let's see how at to what conclusion we reach, but that will be at the end of the stream, not right now. So to start with, you need to make an account on airtable.com, and I've already made an account and I've logged in. So I see this home page of mine. Over here you'll see an option to add a base. So this is here typically where we have to start from, and we'll open a, create a new base, and we'll select the third option, which is start from scratch. And we'll name this base, what should we name it? I'll name it Alexa database. Oops, my Alexa just got triggered.
Money talks from GeoSavin.
Take your music wherever
Alexa,
you go. Listen
stop.
up.
We could have got a copyright strike. It would have just started playing. But never mind, we got saved. And yeah, so I was showing you that we're gonna give this database a name. So this base, we're going to name it Alexa database, and that's done. Then we're going to give a name to this table. So if you see over here, it's called table 1. So I'll change the name of the table from table 1 to let's say I'll call it Alexa table as well. Yeah, just because I'll keep the naming simple so that we don't get confused in the middle somewhere. So yeah, this is the Alexa database and this is the Alexa table. Inside this table, you'll see a lot of columns, basically these are some predefined columns, and it's not necessary that you only use them. You can use any column of your choice. So what we are going to be doing today is I'll be deleting all of these for now, and I'll be only focusing on keeping the ones which are required. So the first one is name. I guess that's good, but I also need another one which is of the type formula. So I'll just search for formula right here, and inside formula the formula I'll give it is record ID. So this is nothing but a unique ID which will be assigned to each data. Hey Startup Sanatan, good to see you here. You haven't been around lately. I think you've been really busy with some work, but it's good to see you here every now and then. You take out time to attend a live stream. Really good, good of you. So yeah, thanks for coming by, and please feel free to join in the live code section. As I was telling the audience that there is a pinned comment in the live chat, if you can see it. So if you just click on it, you'll reach a page where I'll just be starting coding in a short while. So all right, this new column that I've created is called, the type is of formula and record ID, and the name would be record ID. Okay, so just to recap, I'll quickly tell you what I'm doing here. So right now I'm creating a new Airtable table per se, and this table we are going to be using it to integrate with Alexa. So we'll be doing the integration at a later at a later time. Right now we are just I was actually trying to delete this, but it's not happening, so let's leave it anyways. So the record ID, okay, what I'll do is actually it's just getting me a bit paranoid, so I'll delete it. I'll name this one record ID. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to make a table on Airtable, and then we'll be using that table with a custom Python library, and we'll see how we can access data. Once we've done that, we'll do an integration with Alexa. And this this stream can also be helpful for a lot of people who don't know how to add dependencies to an Alexa hosted skill, because this idea, I had this idea from a long time, but what really triggered this live stream and this the tutorial that I just did was that a subscriber sent us a mail asking that I'm trying to integrate this Airtable with an Alexa skill, but I'm finding it really difficult to install the dependencies and all of that. So I thought maybe that can also be a good addition to show you the whole process. Every time I just give you the template and you can use it directly, but this time we'll try and do something different. Okay, so the record will be of the type formula, and the formula would be record ID, which is an inbuilt formula, and what it would do is it would give each row a unique ID. So it would come in handy. We can use that to identify the records. Okay, The second field, we'll simply name it name, and that will be a single line text. And okay, I'll create the field. And the third field, we'll keep it really simple. The third field will also be a single line text, and I'll just keep it as color, and I'll tell you what this really means. So what I'm trying to do is I'm making a table wherein I'll put in different names. So I'll just name Rahul, and I'll name Steve, and I'll name Sohini. So these are, just names of my team members. So these are the names, and I'll just give them any random colors. So they'll be like the favorite colors. So I'll name mine as black. Maybe Steve likes blue, and Sohini likes red. So I don't know what they really like, but I'm just assuming for this example. So now we have a table, and there are records in this table, but how do we really access it? So let's see how we do that. So Startup Sanatan says we are a bit busy and recently met our beloved finance minister. Oh, that's really awesome. You met the finance minister, Miss Nirmala Sitharaman. That's really great for those of you who don't know what we are talking about. Startup Sanatan, one of our subscribers, he's there in the chat. He just met our finance minister some days back, I guess. So that's really exciting to hear, because not everyone gets to meet the finance minister for sure. Like, it's a big country out here. There are a lot of people. These are high level ministers. You can't easily meet them, but I guess you have some really good connections, or some great product that you reached a finance minister. That's good to know. Also, give us some more information if that's not something confidential. I think the group shall enjoy knowing what you're doing. So let's get back to our skills. So we now have our table ready. I'll go to Replit and I'll start the process of coding. So what I'll do today is I'll be demonstrating how you can use a library which is already available out there, and use it to access the Airtable table. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold, and no, it's not COVID. So let's continue. So the first thing that we need to start from is by installing the library itself. So I'll tell you how to do that. So if you search for Airtable Python library, you'll find a library. You'll end up on this page, which is of pypy.org. So it contains all the Python libraries. So I found this library over here, and in order to install it on a local machine, what you need to do is just copy this command on top over here. So I'll simply copy it. I'll go back to Replit, and down below in this shell, or on your computer if you're using the command prompt, just paste this over there and hit the enter button. Once you do that, the library will start installing. As you can see on my screen, the library has started to install, and right now it says the requirement is already satisfied. The reason for that is because I've already installed the library, and you can see it here under packages. Okay, actually it does say, it says no package installed. So I guess the method on Replit is a bit different, because I actually just tried it out today. So I'll also install it using the traditional method. But if you're using the console, you can directly, you can only use this command on the console, and it should work. So what I'll do over here is, instead I'll add it using the option which is available to me, and this shouldn't take long. So yeah, it would just take a few moments, and then this would install. I guess it's done. It showed me in the console, I guess. Yeah, so it's updating stuff and it'll be done. So once that is done, we can get started with the development. So if you go to this page, and if you just scroll down, over here. So you'll see that they have given a lot of usage examples. So I'll just zoom in. You can see they've given a lot of usage examples. So let's quickly have a look at the usage examples and see how this library can be used. So the first thing to start off with is by importing the library. Since we've already installed the library, let's now import it into our code. For that, I'll say from airtable import airtable. So we'll import the airtable class or the airtable function from the airtable library. Note that the name for both of these is same, but this A is capitalized, and if you don't do that, actually you can run into some troubles, because I actually ran into some troubles while running it on my local machine. So yeah, just if you run into any cyclic errors, just try and change this name. So I've just named it Airtable, and this is done. We've imported the table. Next, not table, the function. Next, what we need to do is we need to define the table connection. So I'll say table equals to, and I'll use this function Airtable, and inside this function, if you just you're using something like replit, so see, it shows you that we need the base key, the table name, and the API key. We'll leave the timeout for now. We won't need it. So these are the three things that we need in order to establish a connection with an Airtable table. So right now we don't have all of these things. So let's quickly see where we can get them from and how we can do the integration. So first thing is the base key. So in order to get the base key, we will again open up our base, which is over here. So in our base, you can see that we do have a name for our base, but we don't know what the key is, for this particular base. So what I'm gonna do is I will open up a new tab, and I'll open up airtable.com/API. Once I do that, I'll reach this page, which contains the documentation for the REST API. And the cool part is that they give you a detailed documentation, especially for your for your base. So you can see Alexa database right here. If I click on it, a new page will open up, and we'll be able to see a lot of details here. So the first thing over here is the ID of this base, which we need. So I'll just copy this ID from here. I take it back to Replit and simply paste it as a string. So now we have the base name. The next thing we need is the table name, which is quite simple because we directly have the table name right here, which is Alexa table. So I'll just copy it and again paste it as a, okay, I'll just type it out. So this is another string. Now the third thing we need is the API key, and this is important because you'll need the API key to access your particular table. This is what really makes this whole process secure. So what I'll do is, again, I'll go to airtable.com/account. If you go to airtable.com/account, you will end up on your account overview page, and if you scroll down over here, you will see an API key which is unique for your account and which has to be kept secure. So it's only for the purpose of this video I'm showing it. Otherwise, you shouldn't be sharing this API key with other people. So I'll simply copy the API key. I'll get back to Replit, and I'll paste the API key. So I'll just read some chat, and Startup Sanatan says, we are a humble startup in spiritual domain and we make a true Atmanirbhar Bharat. I'm sure you truly make an Atmanirbhar Bharat, Startup Sanatan. I've seen you in this space for a long time now, and I know you're doing some great work out there. So all the best for all the endeavors that you're into, and I wish you all the best. And we also have Shubham. Hey Shubham, good to see you back. You missed my last stream. In case you think I don't notice that, I do. So make sure you don't miss streams from here on. Just kidding, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. And just to recap, if you've joined late, today what we are trying to do is we are trying to integrate we're actually trying to explore how we can use Airtable using a custom Python library, and how to install that library and use some operations, and later on we'll see how we can integrate this with Alexa. So right now what I've done is I've created a new Airtable database table, which you can see right here with some values, and I'm trying to establish a connection with that table, and this is Replit. You can this is a live coding platform in which also several people can collaborate and actually code at once. So you can find a pinned comment at in the live chat. So if you just click on it, you will reach this code on this particular page, and you can fork it and use it. You can copy it and use it. You can do whatever you like. So this is one new feature which we at Dabble Labs are testing out, how people can also collaborate with us and do stuff in real time. So yeah, if anyone gets a chance, do try it out and let us know if this is handy. All right, so we are trying to use this Airtable library, the airtable-python-wrapper library, and we've imported it. We need these three things to establish a connection. We've got them, all these three, and once we've got them, we have now assigned the table and made the connection. So once the connection is made, now let's try doing stuff with it. The first thing that we'll try and do is we'll try and fetch all the records from that table, right? So I'll just name it fetch record, actually fetch all records from the table. Okay, so how will you fetch all the records? So I'll say all records is equal to table.getAll. So it's a simple function called the getAll function, and the getAll function, what it does is it gets you all the records from the table, and in a very nice format, and just gives it to you. So I'll print and show you what this returns. If you need me to increase my font size or anything, just let me know. So as you can see over here, it returned this entire list with all this JSON information, and this information will tally with all the information we see over here, in the visual section. If you see, this ID part will be repeated once as a unique ID and another as a record ID. So the only reason I've done this is because in order to have a database, you need a key which is unique, and this is the key that we are using. So the system automatically assigns a key to each of these rows, but how will we know what the key is? So I don't want to print it like this every time. So that's the reason I've assigned it to a column right here, and I'll be showing you how this will come in handy. So this is how you fetch all the records from the table. But what if you don't want to fetch all the records, right? What if you're saving speech outputs in this table, and all you want to fetch is one particular speech output from one particular row of the table? How would you do that? So fetch one item. So let's see, actually one record. So let's see how you can fetch a single record from the table. Okay. So I'll say single record is equal to table dot get, and I think it was get. It's record ID. So here is where the record ID, as I told you before, will come in handy, and I'll fetch this one, and I'll just copy this record ID. I'll take it back, and I'll simply paste it over here, and I'll say print single record. And once I print it, we should be able to see the result as just This okay. So as you see here, this time we didn't get all the records as a you know as a return type. Instead, the data that we got from the table is just one single row containing the name and the color and all the other details. So this is how you can fetch a single record. So I think we're done with fetching. This was how you can fetch information from the database. So these two examples show you how to fetch. There are, pretty sure there are a lot of other ways in this same library as well. And for that I've linked a few URLs in the help section in the description, and you can check out the description for all of those. You can check out the description and you can find all of those URLs, and you can go through the documentation to know more and explore more about this stuff. We are done with the fetching part. I'll now move on to the other part. Like, this was the read. We'll now try to write stuff. Shubham says I'm traveling. Hey, that's fine, Shubham. As I told you before, I was just kidding. I understand people have work, other real work other than just attending my streams. So I completely understand. But yeah, once again, thanks for stopping by. And Startup Sanatan says, by the way, we are techies like any other startup founder, but the domain is spiritual. Since we are good at this, we're at that as well. So that's really nice. That's like, combining the best of both worlds. You are good at something, you are a techie, you're good with technology and all of that stuff, but your heart really lies in the spiritual space. You like working for that space and building stuff for that space. And when you combine both, the best of both worlds, it's really some great products that's come out of it. And I think that's also what we do at Dabble Labs. We are not focused in one particular direction. Like, every time we have this meeting, the team meeting, Steve tells us that what we should really try and focus upon emerging technology which is new in the market, which people have not adopted widely but are trying to experiment with and exploring. And that's the whole idea behind Dabble Labs, and that's what we enjoy doing. So yeah, I think that's the mantra for success. If you're good at something, if you enjoy doing something, just no matter how how you got to combine things and do your stuff, but it's good as long as you do it, and it works out in the end. I guess it works out for everyone. So yeah, where were we? We have done the fetching part. Now we'll try to write some data. So write to the table. So how do we write? So in order to write, there is one single function called as, first of all, let's see what we want to write. So over here, the record is like name and color. So we don't need to worry about the record ID section, since this is auto-populated. So what I want to do is I want to enter a new record. So I need to have these two values, name and color. So I'll create a new record, and I'll simply call it this will be a simple dictionary, and there'll be name, and the name would be Shubham, and the color, Shubham, can you tell me your favorite color? I'll put in something here for now, but just let me know your favorite color. I'll use it in a while. But for now, I will say your favorite color is white, because I haven't seen anyone say white as their favorite color before. So just to keep it unique. So Shubham's favorite color is white, and we have this record information over here. And what we'll try and do is, now we'll try and put this record in the database. And as I can see, Steve just joined in this REPL. So Steve can edit this REPL real time with me, and he just ran this. Steve, I can see you running the script. So similarly, like, I guess you guys can see Steve's icon right up here. Even if you want to join in, you can do that as well, and join us while we code live. I'll continue with this, and I'll now show you how you can make an entry to a table. So what I'll do is I'll say table dot insert followed by what I want to insert. So I want to insert this record which we just assigned up there. So once we do that, I'll just click on run, and this should be executed. As you can see, this will change to run again, and once this is executed, what will happen is we'll see a new row over here where the data will be added. Okay, I'll run it again. For some reason it didn't run. Okay, I guess it's done. So yeah, as you can see over here, we got a new entry and it says Shubham and White. So I did a single entry, but if you were to make batch entries, all you need to do is just give it assign it to a list, assign this dictionary to a list, and just separate it by a comma, add another dictionary, and so on. You can just have a bunch of data records in this particular list, and when you pass it to insert, like there is a batch operation, I'm pretty sure it's called, I think it's called batch insert. So using this batch insert function, you'll be able to update records in batch. I won't be doing that right now. I'll just keep it simple. So yeah, this is how you can insert a single record in a database. Right, once we've done that, we've now covered writing to a database and reading from a database, right? Now what's left are two things. One is updating a database. So I asked Shubham what his favorite color was, and Shubham told me his favorite color was black. But I actually, in the table, I entered his favorite color as as white. So I will need to change that to black. So let's use the update example for that. Update table record, and I'll simply call it updated record, and the updated record is name Shubham and color black. So this is the updated record, and now in order to update it, I'll actually just comment out the one above. Okay, so in order to update, all I'll do is table dot update, and I'll pass this this record. I think I'm missing out on something. Okay, let me quickly see what it pops up. Actually, I'll just go to the documentation just to confirm. So there is an option of update by field over here, but okay, I'll actually use this update by field example because I've tried it in the past, and I've also tried the update part, but let's keep it simple for now. So, oh, okay, I actually just remembered what it was. So I think it was update, and I need to pass the ID of the record. So I'll copy this, and this is the record ID. And the other thing we need to pass is the updated record. So when I run this should ideally update the database with this particular entry, but it did not. It says service unavailable for URL. Okay, that's strange. I think I'm getting the syntax wrong. So once again, I'll just copy the previous syntax, and okay, what this syntax needs is it needs this instead. So yeah, it actually, I'll need to replace this whole string over here. I'll do it. Okay. So yeah, what this particular function is update by field. So as the name suggests, we need to we need to pass the field name. So the field name I'm passing is name, and it should match with Shubham. So wherever the first entry that it will find where the name is Shubham, it will update the color as black. So I'll run it and let's see how this executes. Some reason it's now not working. It stopped working. I don't know why. Did I change something? The base key. Okay, let me just confirm if the API key ends with B5. The API key is correct. That's strange. It was just working. Everything was working right now, and it's just stopped working. But okay, let's see why that has happened. It says trying to reconnect. I guess my internet connection is fine and the stream is going. I don't know why. Some issue I'm facing for sure. There's a server. There's a bad gateway for URL. I don't know what's happening. Is Airtable working fine? Is my internet connection working fine? I can see the stream in front of me and the stream looks good. Is it just Airtable which is not working right now? I'll try and open up Twitter actually. So yeah, Twitter opens up. Yeah, Twitter is loading just fine. I think it's Airtable which is taking really long. So either it's some issue with my connection. Yeah, it's either some issue with my connection or I don't know, some issue with the Airtable. Can you, if you can still, if I'm live, if you can still hear me, just try opening up Airtable and let me know if it's opens for you. I don't know what suddenly happened in the middle. I guess it's got something to do with my internet connection, but pretty strange. We've been left in the middle. Let me just give me a moment. Let me just. Okay, I just checked my router and my internet connection looks fine, but it says service unavailable. Okay. Pretty strange, pretty strange. Like, why do these kind of things always happen in my live stream? Like when I'm trying to display something, it was working fine all this while whenever I tried to do it, and suddenly it is not working anymore. Steve, can you just try, opening up Airtable on your end and see if Airtable opens up? I don't know, it's not opening for me. And this is pretty strange. I don't know what people are doing who are using Airtable as a CMS on, on live production software. I guess it has something to do with me hitting the API every time, but I don't know. Okay, Startup Sanatan says same here as well, service unavailable. So yeah, I guess there's some issue with the Airtable service itself. So I don't know, I can't how can I proceed further from here without showing you the actual demo? I don't know. What I'll do is I'll simply show you a bit of a documentation and then actually take you to the Alexa skill. Even if it doesn't run, there's no issue. I'll just show you how it's done. You can try it on later on, and let me know in the comments if you are not able to do it. Maybe I'll do another live stream next week or some other week and try and cover it up. But all right, we'll not stop over here. So what I had covered the fetching and the writing part. So since those two are gone, the read and write is gone, the basic from the basic CRUD operations. What now left was updating and deleting. So I was trying to update by field, and if that query would have gone through, then you would have seen that the color for Shubham would have changed from white to black over here, and that's how you update a record. And after that, the last function that I wanted to show you was delete. So similarly, if you just use delete, so what you need to do is, if you just say table dot delete, and you put in a record ID over here. So if I just copy this record ID, and if I just put in over here and run this command, so this would delete the entry from the table using this record ID. And if you don't want to use the record ID, but you want to use the field name as we use for the update command, so here is another function which is called delete by field. And if you just pass in the field name and the field value, it will match it, and the first value that it finds as the field name, and that it matches with this, it will delete that entry from the database. So with that, we have covered all the basic functions. You can find a lot more functions. As I told you, there is this documentation right here, and you also see a link to another full documentation over here. If you just click it, you'll see that there's an overview of this whole this library right here. And initially, when I used to reach this kind of a library, I won't lie, I didn't understand things over here because they seemed very complicated. But now I have really enjoyed, I've started enjoying these documentations, because they contain a lot of information in depth with examples and all of that. Like if you go to the bottom of it, you'll see what this whole library is comprised of. You'll see this, all the functions that we can use. You'll see the function definitions, and how they're made, defined, and all of that. So yeah, that's really cool, because you get to know how a library is made, in a nutshell. So yeah, I think that's what I like about these documentations. And if you just go down, you'll see a gazillion things over here which you can use. And I'm pretty sure you will find it helpful. Like if you are dabbling with Airtable, and even with Alexa or without Alexa, if you're dabbling with Airtable, you'll find it helpful for sure. Startup Sanatan says Airtable is currently experiencing downtime. Or engineers, I think he's posted a message from their support section. Okay, so yeah, I guess there's nothing we can do about it then. We'll have to leave the execution part aside. But okay, I'll still take you through another thing which I had planned for this stream, which was showing how to add dependencies, because this is where this whole topic arises from. As I told you before, a subscriber asking for help on how to add dependencies. So I'll create skill, and I'll name it template 57. I'll actually name this template 57 and use template number 56 to make this one. Obviously this won't run for now, but yeah, whatever. Let's just let's continue. Actually, I'm a bit annoyed that it stopped working right in the middle of the live stream. But okay, I guess we'll have to deal with it. So I've selected English US from here. I'll select Alexa hosted Python, and I'll proceed. On the next step, where I have to import a template, I'll use this template number 56. So this is the template which I made previously. This does not use the approach which I have just shown you, and I'll also open it up and I'll show you the approach I've used for this one. This is different. All I'm telling you is that the approach is different, and what I had planned was I'll use this session to create template number 57 using the same method that I just showed you and then put it out. But I guess I'll just show you things for now, and later on I'll complete that template and run it, execute it, confirm that everything's working fine, and then update it. You'll find if you are watching it, if you're not watching it live and watching it at a later date, then just check out the description and you'll find template number 57 with all the latest code information that I just showed you. So let's now go to, we'll just wait for this to execute, and once this is done, okay, another good news while we are at it, we now have super chat available, and I know we don't have like a lot of live viewers. Mostly super chat is good for, you know, gaming channels and all that other stuff, but we are simply happy that we have that button now. And if any one of you would like to, you know, send in a super chat, and if you just felt left out that, you know, oh, Dabble Lab doesn't have super chat and we really want to send them, you know, some token of appreciation, but we can't, well, now you can. And we also have the memberships option available to us now. Let's see if we come up with some kind of memberships in the future, but for now, if you guys just, you know, like the stream and subscribe to the channel, I think that would simply mean a lot. So yeah, as I was telling you that we've deployed this code. I'll go to the code section of it and show you what process I was using previously and how you can use the latest library that I showed you. So in this section, if you see, what I had done is I had used the request library to make a regular API call. So if you're familiar with Airtable, then Airtable provides you an API documentation and an API specific for your table, using which, you know, it gives you Node.js templates, it gives you curl commands, and you can convert those curl commands to Python commands, and then you can use those over here to authenticate with the service and use all the different functions. So we use the library, but because a library makes our job a lot easier. But if you're not using that library, and if you want to use the raw functionality, then you can use the request library, and you can do it this way as well. So this is, I won't be deleting this template. I have a tutorial on this, and I'll be keeping this template number 56, but adding on another template, which is template number 57, and using the approach that I just showed you. So yeah, just wanted to bring that to your attention. So just two different ways of accessing the API. One using the usual way, using the request library, and the other one using a custom Python library. So right now, since we've decided to move from this approach to the custom library approach, let's start with the very basics. So if you remember, the first step that I showed you over there was installing the library, which is done by this command, pip install airtable-python-wrapper. So this command works well for a command prompt, a console, and those kind of environments. But what if you are using it in a within an Alexa hosted skill? So how will you add that dependency over there? So for that, what you should do is just follow this approach. Reach this page, copy the line above, not the pip install line, but the line above this. Just copy this, go back to your code. In your code, you'll find this file called requirements.txt. Just double click on it. This will open it up, and you'll see that it has one definition, which is for the ask SDK. The ask SDK is included, but that is already defined. But now we are trying to include other dependencies. So I'll just paste the other dependency, which is our Python Airtable-Python-wrapper library, and I've just pasted the stuff I've copied from there, and in the middle between the name and the version name, I'll just add this greater than and equal to sign. So what this does is it tells the code that it has to use this library, and the version that it has to use has to be greater than or equal to this version. And you can find this version over here. So this is the latest version. So we are just basically we are saying either use the latest version or use the version which is which comes later on, if it's even ahead of this one. So it'll work with that as well. So this is how you actually install a dependency in a skill. So this is not just restricted to this one particular library, but you can just use this approach for any other Python library. So I'll just save it and go back to the skill. And once you've done that, I'll just go back to the REPL and I'll copy what I have from here. Actually, it says connected. I'll try and run it. Okay, it's still not done. Okay, so what you need to do is we've already, we've ran this thing maybe on your local machine, maybe on, REPL or any other cloud platform. But once you've ran it, you know that this stuff works. Like this is a issue with, people, a lot of developers face, that the stuff works in their local machine, but not on the Alexa, with the Alexa hosted skills. So that's why I'm just showing you how you can first run it on your local machine and then replicate that whole thing onto the Alexa side. So I'll copy this, the import line from here, and I'll simply paste it in my code. So now I've imported it. Then I'll just copy all the three things that we need from here, and I'll just paste them here. Just adding some comments to make it better. And yeah, we've defined all of these details here. Next, what we need to do is we need to define a connection to make this work. So using the same approach, and I'll actually copy paste because I want to show that we can use the same approach we use for local machine over here. So yeah, once you do this, you would have established a connection with the Airtable table using this. And then if you go inside of your your skill code, I can delete all of this right now, and all I need to do over here is simply provide all the commands right here. Like if I want to add something to the table, I can use a slot value, and what I can do is I can just fetch information from a slot value, maybe ask for the same information that I just manually entered. I can ask from a user, like what's your favorite color, and I can just take their favorite color, take their name, and just insert it into a database using the table.insert command. Or if the user asks, hey, what is Rahul's favorite color, so I can fetch the information using the get command, and I can deliver it. There are other functions like the search function, the batch insert function, batch delete function, and based on what your requirement is, you can use all of those in your skill code. And if you see the code here is similar to the same, like the way we integrate it with the DynamoDB. We establish a connection with the table first, and then simply do table.put and table.get and all of that. So the same way we can simply do all of those operations on an Airtable table, right? So that's how you simply do it. And in the end, you can just fetch information and pass it on as a speech output, and voila, the skill would do wonders and work really seamlessly. So this is basically how you can use it as an Airtable table as a database. And the thing I want I was just showing you is the requirements.txt. Once you do this and you hit the deploy button, you will see that this dependency, this library would automatically be installed and compiled the next time you'll try and run this skill. So this works for every other dependency. And yeah, you can do this, and this way you can use any other Python library with your Alexa skills and make some amazing skills. I guess I don't want to, but I'll have to stop my my stream just here. I'll just chat with you guys for for say 2 or 3 minutes and I'll end it here. I didn't want it to, but we don't have any other option left, since I'll try and run it, but it won't run because the server is having some issue. The Airtable server is having some issue. So really sorry for this, but what I'll try and do is tomorrow I'll try and come up with another tutorial video which will include the template for this particular library for the method that I was just trying to show you, and that would be a shorter version of it and would contain things in the same detail that I was trying to show today. So just stay tuned and watch out for the new video tomorrow, and I guess that would help you resolve any issues that you have, and actually get you to see it working live with an Alexa skill. We don't have any other stuff that I want to cover for this session anymore for now. So you can ask me any questions, anything related to Alexa, not related to Alexa, anything, just generic topics you want me to cover, or just say hi. I can see a lot of viewers here. If you want to just have a general conversation, feel free to do so, and I'll just drop off in a few minutes then. So yeah, what else? Also, before we go, like, if you have not yet liked the stream, then please do it. It really helps us a lot, and we've seen that a lot of our viewers have not subscribed to our channel. We see the analytics regularly, and that's not really good. I feel if you are if you find our content good, useful, if you are able to make some skills after watching our videos, then please hit that subscribe button and show us your support, because that really helps. Before we leave, I'll just show you some news, because I was actually planning to long back I was planning to do a live news stream kind of a thing for voice, for the voice first world, and just covering some news. So I dropped that idea, but I still keep watching a lot of news related to Alexa. So what I want to show you is Zebronics Smart Bot. This is the new speaker that just came out in India, and I don't know if you have checked it out or not, but if you don't have an Alexa device yet, or if you're planning to buy a new one, I would recommend you go for this one, because this one is really cool. What they've done with it is they've taken a smart speaker, integrated it in a portable speaker, and I know that has happened before, but the next integration what they've done is really mind-boggling. It's not something rocket science, like everyone had it in front of their face but no one did it. It's an IR blaster integrated into the speaker, and when I say an IR blaster integrated in the speaker, the reason I'm excited about that is because how you can do the use case that comes out of it is that you take the speaker with you into any room, into anyone's house. Basically, you just keep that speaker in the middle of the room, where the IR blaster has good visibility for all the devices that are there in the room, and then you just give Alexa the command. And if you say, Alexa, switch off the TV, or turn down the AC temperature, all of those kind of commands can directly be given via the IR blaster. So previously what used to happen is there was a separate IR blaster, there was an Alexa device, and then there was account linking and all of that integration. I know that that integration can still be there, but I find it really cool that all of that tech is confined to one smart speaker, and it contains all the features, the best of all of these things. Like, everyone wants a portable Alexa using that. People really want something which they can use with smart home. So yeah, you can control all your appliances which have IR, which can controlled by a remote using an IR blaster. You can use control all of those devices using the speaker. So if you're planning to buy a new speaker, I would highly recommend you do check this out. And yeah, with that, I think I've come to the end of the stream. I'll just say thank you to all the people that joined in today. I guess we could have had a a better stream where things would have not gone bad in the middle. The Airtable service just broke, but that's just sad. We can't do anything about it. So yeah, for if you enjoyed the watching the video for any reason, then don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and keep watching our videos. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.